one and all to give their all in this sanctuary where dreams ignite. Music's power burning bright. Rockin' interviews, stories shared, chill hangouts, no time spared. From soulful whispers to a roaring sound, music unites on hallowed ground. Glick's house of music, a place to be for every heart, wild and free. Music's embrace, forever strong, a symphony of life all night long.
Can't carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. I just don't got that kind of strength. I don't know why I act this way. Must be a passed down family trait. I've been told I just think too much. I don't think that they think enough. I'm stuck in my mind, praying for the good Lord to heal my wounds. I've been down there alone, praying on the good time, couldn't get loose. Stuck in my mind, ain't doing no good. I'm stuck in my mind. I'm stuck in my mind. Caught up on the money, ain't never been a thing. Now I need to shit more than anything. I've known love, praying it don't change. Battling on my head, just getting numb to pain. I ain't been the same. I'm stuck in my mind, praying for the good Lord to heal my wounds. I've been down that road, praying on a good time, couldn't get loose. Stuck in my mind, ain't doing no good. I'm stuck in my mind. I'm stuck in my mind. Can't carry the weight of the world on my shoulders.
Too many buttons to push. Oh, I need a third arm and a third hand or something. I don't know. Anywho, what's going on? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Nonsensical Network. Right here with Glick's House of Music, your unofficial backstage pass. If you're not already, go ahead and check us out everywhere. bio.link/Nonsensical Network. All them links are there for you guys to give us a like, share, subscribe, do all the things that you're supposed to do with the content that you like and enjoy, and you want other people to like and enjoy as well. Shout out to the Chatters Box. Selmo in there early. What up, brother? Got the Dog Pound represented. Wally in there, smash the like, share, and subscribe button. And Daniel, as always, happy Tuesday to you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you. But enough about us and enough about you guys. We're here for a reason. I got my good friend Mark Mason hanging out with me again tonight. So let me click these buttons and see if I can get him to back up here on stage since I'm just fucking everything up.
What up, my boy?
What's going on, man? It's been a little while since we had you on. How you been, brother?
Been good, man. Been working like a dog. Fucking trying to make as much progress in life and all the hobbies and endeavors I got, man. So, just kind of stay on topic, keep up.
Hey, I heard that. And congratulations, man. You've been since you were last year, man. You've been a little busy. You've gotten a few shows under your belt. You've got some new music out there. I seen you. We're out in Texas for a little minute. That was cool.
Funny. Yeah, that was cool. I'm having a brain fart on the people. Southbound sessions. Yeah, I worked with those cats there for a second. Reached out for a while trying to go out there and film some stuff. And they work with a lot of reputable guys. So that was my goal, you want to be in the game, you got to be immersed in it. And so I figured the best way to do that was try to build connections with people that are doing big things and, see where I can get an opportunity. So that's kind of where that little thing came from. But yeah, it's been cool, man. It's just like, you never know what opportunity is going to present itself. So it's just like trying to stay ready and be on top of your shit.
No, I mean that's the ultimate thing is doing what you got, what you do, and anybody in the music world, man. You never know what kind of opportunities, and like you just said, man, you got to be, yeah, man, I'm in. Like not a whole lot of saying no out there unless it's something you just absolutely cannot or do not want to be a part of. But yeah, there's a lot of doors that'll be opening up, and you don't want to be that guy that says like, oh, I'd like to, but because they'll start closing real fast.
Yeah, get passed up quick, just like that. Gone.
No doubt. I'm over here still pushing buttons. Doug, you said you the GOAT, man.
That's my boy Douglas. He's the man.
Cooper, Marky Mark in the dark, baby. Nice. So, I mean, let's just jump right up into it, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, we started the show out with a new song. I'm digging it. I like it.
Yeah, buddy.
Get you moving around a little bit, whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
Have you been doing a lot? I mean, you've been doing a lot more songwriting. Been trying to get a lot more songs out there.
Yeah. That one. Funny enough, I write a lot of songs like on a regular basis, and a lot of them are either shit or they're ones you stick on a shelf for a minute and like see if you're good enough to come back to it. And that one I originally wrote as like kind of like a real slow song, and it was supposed to be like kind of like my typical pace of just like a little more like emotionally driven singing songwriting. But I got the best fucking drummer that God's maybe ever created. He's the reincarnation of all the greats in one.
Nice.
And so with him and his just history knowledge makes me better in a lot of ways. So now I look at things a little different. So we took that song that I've written 7-8 months ago, and we took it to the studio, and it was just kind of like that's how it came out. Like we played that song live, and it like never was like that. But once we went in there, and it was like we started putting stuff together. It came out to be some cool ass shit like that. And I remember you being like, like, hey man, I like to sing your songwriting stuff, but I would love to see you get a little hype, like what's that, and it's ever since we spoke on that, it was kind of the beginning of incorporating the drummer, Nicholas Jurado is fucking his name. I'm sure he's watching, big dog. But so that's kind of where it started being like, oh, okay, like we can get loud and rowdy and entertain people and shit. So yeah, that one right there is super cool because it's just like an opening of a new chapter, like a different thing that you're able to do that you think you can do well. So yeah, I've just been writing a lot of songs, but trying to find the way that's like, what's the best way to present them is like a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, it's so I gotta ask you, to all my people listening, suck it. I'm a huge influencer, all right? I influence people. It's what I do. That's what makes me so great. So suck it.
The man that met the legend.
Yeah, no. I got to ask you, man, what was that like for you to come out of your comfort zone and do something that you kind of wanted to do but wasn't sure about?
It was super cool, honestly, and it kind of just, I feel like, shows the growth, and not only that, but like uh, the Swiss Army knife that is my mind. It's I'm not really held down to one thing, and I think with that kind of just showcases that they're like, oh, like, I can, because naturally I'm a real crazy fucking person, and like
Yeah.
those type of things allow me to kind of do that. But then I think there's something to be said about, like, I can be brash and crazy and all these things, and then showcase my vulnerability
Mhm.
with the slower stuff, but then I can showcase the other part of my personality. So yeah, doing it, I think it was like real relieving and super cool, and it opens the doors for like a lot of different other things that I could do, and it's been receptive well for the people I've shown. It's going to be out here. I can't remember the exact date, maybe like August 8th or something, but so far it seems like people like it a lot, and that's cool. But I mean, I do it for me anyway and what I
Yeah.
like, and hope that other people like it. But at the end of the day, yeah, we were super happy with it, and I think it's
That-
just a start of growth.
yeah. So there you go for all of our listeners. It's not even out yet. This is one of them Glick Show exclusives or
It
Glick Show
is.
exclusives right there. You guys heard it here first. No, but the cool thing about it is, like you said, you're still a young guy, man. You're still trying to find your voice. You know what you like. You know where you're comfortable at. And as we talked about before, I'm old. I love the old love songs that tell a story, and But as you're getting out to do more shows, you might be doing shows and honky tonks or bars with a dance floor, and people want to get out there and dance. And you can speed it up, and then you can slow it down because everybody likes to get out there with their lady, or maybe they meet somebody that night and they're feeling a little adventurous, and you're like, hey, you wanna, and you get a little slow dance in, and then all of a sudden you kick that up, you kick it up a notch, and you're like, hey, she's like, hey, let's stay out here, and then one thing leads to another, and 9 months later, somebody's naming their illegitimate bastard child after you.
Right. Yeah, buddy.
But no, man, it's that nice combination. It gives a nice mixture because and that's the great thing. I mean, those places still exist. I go to a lot of them when I go hear music, and they've got the dance floor, and people are dancing all night long. And to be able to change pace and go with the flow and bring it up and bring it down, and people are going to eat that shit up. And plus, like you said, you're already a very hyper person. You're hyped up. Why not put that into your music? And that gives you room to play on stage and run around and develop your personality on stage more too. You're not kind of stuck, in one spot, doing the same thing. That's exciting, man. I'm excited for you.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's a thrill. It's coolest shit in the world.
So, are you still planning or wanting to? Are you going to shoot more for the single side? Are you looking more to do an album or an EP or anything like that coming out? Or
Coming up here, I'm gonna put an EP together with some of the things we've been working on. I'm probably about a song or two away from like exactly what I'd like to be, 4 or 5 songs, something like that. And hopefully try to come in and earn some respect with it, and earn some fans and different things like that. So yeah, that would probably be my next thing.
you gotta feed the algorithm monster, man. That's what we've been calling it lately on here. I've been interviewing a lot of comedians and still doing this show, and that's kind of what we've dubbed it. It's the algorithm monster. Unfortunately, that's the day and age that we live in. To get that attention. Unfortunately, our attention spans are 15, 30 seconds long, but in order to get them kind of locked in on you got to start taking advantage of that damn social media that we all hate and love, or love and hate, however you want to say it. Lord knows I'm terrible at it, and I'm the last one to give anybody advice on social media.
No, I think, yeah, like, that's an uphill battle with that, but I do believe authenticity and real true hard work always trumps everything else. And I'd rather have 1,000 people that will come to every single show that I do, that I made feel something, and every time they're in a room with me, they feel what I'm saying, and then I can meet them and whatever. I'd rather have 1,000 people like that than 100,000 million people that really don't give a shit, but they just know about it. You know what I mean? Like, I think the connection is much more important, and I think doing it the way that they've done it throughout history, you know, paying the dues and building the connections with people is will always be the way to do it. You know, there's a lot of fly by night shit. People get, you know, hyped up and blown up in 1-2 days, and that's fine and stuff, but it's like, then, you know, you still gotta build the connections, right? And if you've never taken 2 steps in that direction, it's going to be a lot harder to navigate. So, you know, for me, I just think about like, it's one person at a time, one person at a time, one person at a time. So, you know, the social media definitely plays a big part, but I think the show is the most important thing, at least from how I look at like a musician's perspective.
No, man, I mean, you're preaching to the choir. I'm a firm believer in that. You know, we do the slow grind around here ourselves, but at the end of the day, I can look back at everything I've ever done here, and even the shitty things, and go, well, at least we were real. You know, it was genuine.
Right.
It wasn't manufactured. I'm not taking the you know, the cheap route out of here, and I think that's where a lot of people, you know, especially in the music world or any form of entertainment, they get those cheap looks and listens and views, and they're like, oh, I don't have to do any more work, and then it fades on them, you know, and it goes away just as quick as it showed up, because they don't understand, or they just don't know. They're like, I'm gonna be a rock star. Okay, well, what you don't know, and what you know, what a lot of people aren't telling you is your Garth Brooks and George Straits or Nickelbacks and Metallica and all that. They started out somewhere. They didn't just wake up one morning and become the one of the greatest country singers of all time, or, you know, for one weird reason or another, the most popular and also most hated band at the same time. Talking to you, Nickelback. I love your music. I don't know why people hate on you, Nickelback, but whatever. You know, that they grinded it out and dealt with the record execs and the shitty bars and shitty venues and everything, like, and hours and hours and years and everything on the road. Like, everybody thinks it's just easy. I can be whatever I want. You know? No, you got to put in the hard work. And I think those like you that have that, are like-minded like that, I think you appreciate it more when you do reach a certain level of success, or when you start to get to a certain level of success. I think it's a little bit more appreciated, and the fans see that. And I can speak from the fans' point of view, at least on my end. You can tell when somebody does it and they enjoy what they do, and they're not just out there phoning it in just to, well, got to get this over with so I get paid, and on next to the next paycheck. Or if their music's shitty, if they're not writing good songs, I mean, I like to listen to the lyrics and the music at the end of the day. And if it's shit, I'm not listening to it. That's why my playlist anymore are all former guests of this network or this show right here. Very rarely do I listen to mainstream music, and if I am, it's old shit. So
think about, you know, me and my pops actually were just talking about it the other day, but you know, when you're playing these shows, you know, they vary 15, 30 minutes, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, you know, and that's a very short amount of time. Like, for those small bits of time, there's countless hours, days accumulated to lead up to that, you know what I mean, to be ready for that. And you know, and that's one part, you know, you can open the curtain and show people it, but that's boring shit. You know what I mean? No one cares until you're a mega superstar, and then they want to see how you operate. But until then, you know, there is all that time in the dungeon spent, man, that people don't realize. And then, you know, they enjoy what you present to them at the end of it. So it's cool, you know, people like you that give you know, people like me an outlet to be like, yeah, you know, like, this is kind of how it goes, and it's definitely not always easy, and you definitely start shitty unless you're just fucking awesome. Then great for you, but more often than not, you know, it's humble beginnings. So yeah, it's cool to see, you know, people give the opportunity to showcase, like, yeah, you know, the work is accumulated over a lot of time, and that's just a part of, like, the wholefulness and just being real and authentic. You know, like you can tell the people that haven't put in those hours and who have.
No, 100%. So, do you have a full locked in band now? I know you said something about a drummer. You got your drummer, which
Yeah,
sounds like you got lucky with that one. With
yeah, yeah. No, definitely super lucky to have him. Right now, not a full. I mean, honestly, I just think him and I bring so much tenacity at this point in time that it really is all it is. But I think just the level in which we're able to perform kind of makes up for the lack of. And I think sometimes a lot of fuller bands rely on the instrumentation too much and don't have the performative part of it, you know? So I think us being small right now kind of gives us the opportunity to have to like rise up in other areas. But with all that being said, I do have my boy Hunter Richardson. He's a G. He's been working in the shadows, grinding, man, getting really, really good at like rhythm guitar and just expanding his horizons with the guitar in general. And so my plan would be here soon to add him to the mix and then have a little bit more of a complete sound, if you will. But yeah, so but it's homies only, you know what I mean? Like it's because you enjoy doing it kind of thing. And fucking when you're with your buddies and you're jamming, it's way cooler. And like some random guy that you fucking picked up and he is good, but we don't really got a connection, but we can play ball and it's all right, you know, like
yeah.
So but yeah, we're definitely locking some stuff in there and adding to what we got.
Nice. I dig that, man. What you just said, looking out for your friends, looking out for people, that because you never know. You might get a guy a fantastic bass player, but he's a dick. And if you're up and down the roads, as opportunities present themselves and you're doing more, and you're up and down you don't want to be on the road with a fucking dick. Like you're killing the vibe, bro. Yeah. So, plus it's cool to somebody to hear you say you're like looking out for your friends. Yeah, I got a buddy who's coming up. He's not quite there yet, but when he gets there, I got him.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I try to tell them all the time, and I think I try to lead with a lot of like just tenacity and drive and delusional level of optimism in which I think the world could be fucking conquered in a day if we really put our minds to it, roll our sleeves up, we'll die for this shit. You know what I mean? I do believe that. And I think it's just a matter of inspiring the people around you. I think to myself, I never had somebody to like overwhelmingly believe in me and be like, you have the ability to be awesome and great. And I believe it and I see it. I just want you to see it for yourself. I never really had that. So for me, it's like I want to do for others, which I would like done for me. You know what I mean? Like someone take you under their wing and be like, this is the steps of it. And this is what you got to do. But if you trust your passion and you really love it and you want to do it, there is success on the other side of it. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I take that very serious to heart. Like, I look at that as a job of mine, as a responsibility to make sure that, no one wastes their potential. If I see it, I want to make sure I let them know like, hey, you have the ability to be awesome and great, but you have to do X, Y, Z. Nothing comes free in this world. So, the world always has the rent's due every day.
No, I agree 100%. And you just got to be careful with that, man. This is the old guy talking to you.
Sure.
Because I've been bit in the ass more times than I haven't been bit in the ass by people that I called friends. My circle is very small these days, intentionally, but I still have that mindset. As much as I've been burnt by people, and shit on, I still have that mindset, man. I always want to be able to help when I can, and especially when you see potential in people, because, man, again, I guess, man, I sound older and older every day. The more the older I get, man, people are just fucking lazy and want shit given to them. But when you see that potential and you see somebody that's like, oh man, they could be so good, they just got to work at it a little bit, and they're willing to work at it. Yeah, man, I get that 100%. You want to be that guy that's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give you what I never had. And that's somebody that's going to help you and elevate you and, hopefully steer you in the right direction. But no, I dig that. But I think that mindset also comes from like, and I'm not saying just these type of people before anybody hears this and gets all twisted and turned and feels some sort of way. But blue collar country people have, people from the country and our blue collar, we have a different mindset. Like there's no, oh, well, we can't do that. Yeah, I can. I need duct tape and a can of WD-40, and it's done. I tell the guys that work all the time, there's nothing that can't be duct taped or lubed, and it'll work.
It's true. It's true.
It's not a permanent fix, but it'll get us through until we can get it fixed permanently.
Yep.
That's why I feel like this network is just ran on duct tape and WD-40 someday.
Yep.
No, but man, we mentioned it a little bit ago. You've gotten to do a few shows since the last time you were here.
Yeah. Honestly, fuck, dude. Since then, I don't know. I've done well over 10. Somewhere maybe even 20. I don't know. But yeah, it's been cool, man. It's a lot of really cool opportunities to present themselves. And I think it's just a testament to the hard work that's put in and the word of mouth. I do work with my manager Greg, and he runs West Side Productions out of Cleveland, which is like a huge hip hop, music promotion, and they put a lot of different really cool shows on around the city, and so he gives me a lot of opportunities to be a part of different things like that. And then with that, we've been able to kind of branch into a couple different opportunities with some of the better venues around our area, just short of like House of Blues and things like that. But yeah, we've been getting lucky. I just got to play my hometown, fireworks, which, for us, we're from a small town. We ain't got none. Our community saves up all the money just to put on a kick-ass firework thing, So for me, it was cool to be able to go there and then, have a small opportunity to try to give back. And then we just got into Welcome to the Farm in downtown Cleveland. It's in the Flats. It's owned by Chase Rice. It's fucking hottest bar in the Flats.
Nice.
Fucking sneeze and there's 250 people in there. So we just got real lucky, recently with that, going in there and trying to just prove our worth and put on shows that are memorable and make people have fun time. Even if it's at the expense of me, I have no shame. That's one lucky thing that God gave me, was I don't get embarrassed. I just do me and let it ride, so it's cool to keep getting the opportunities. So yeah, we've just been getting the reps in, and the more and more that they keep coming, you just get more and more comfortable and navigate yourself a little better. If in my head, I seen how I'd be moving now in the beginning, but in the beginning it was, you think it, but it's a lot harder to do it, so now it's coming together how it was seen. So it's super cool. And we're super blessed to get the opportunities that are coming our way.
It sounds like I know when the last time you were on, you hadn't done a lot yet on stage, but it sounds like you're starting to get your stage presence, find out who you are, what you can, and maybe I don't know. I'm assuming, you probably don't have limits inside your head, but in the real world, they're all
maybe singing like a choir boy might be my shortcome there, but that's all right. You got to play to your strengths, man. You got to play to the strengths.
So, but no, man, I love that for you. It's crazy in just a few months, how far you've come just from when you were on, back in March, into February, beginning of March, when you were on here the first time, just to where you are now. I mean, it's just a few months later. It's not that far into the future, and that's crazy to think. They got the new music. You're working on more music. You're getting out more, which that's the biggest thing, is getting out and getting people to hear your music and see you and know who you are, especially in a town like Cleveland. You're fortunate to be in a big area with some good music venues at that. I mean, one thing Ohio does do, and in my opinion does right, is music. Whether you're Cleveland all the way down to Cincinnati and Columbus right here in the middle, we've got music venues everywhere. And there's always somewhere to go and see music on the weekends. So
Artists in the city. We got so many great talents across the board. I mean, every genre has somebody doing something hot right now, and Cleveland's on its way back up. I firmly believe that, and I look at it as a Cleveland Revolution. And I might not be at the helm of it, but damn, I'm a part of it. And definitely in terms of the country music scene, I will talk my mess. I do think that that we're next. We're the ones coming for everybody and everything, and we will not be denied. Undeniable is the mantra over here. You know, that whatever work it takes to get to that point, that's what we'll do. Like 100%. So I'm excited for what the Cleveland scene has to offer.
That's fun, man.
I was about to snatch his ass up, but no, seriously though, man. Seriously, like it's cool though. We got potential beyond belief, and it's just a matter of our time coming, and when it does, the whole world's gonna know what's up.
Yeah, man, dude. That's have you gotten any offers or had the potential to, you know, not saying there's anything wrong with it, but to step outside of Cleveland and do anything, even here in Ohio, other venues or anything like that? Or are you trying to get outside of Cleveland with some venues?
Yeah, so yeah, we play a couple different little things. Right now we got like a little private event in Cincinnati, and we are trying to branch into like surrounding areas of you know, freaking Pennsylvania, Indiana, different things like that. I did a lot more last, 3 months of last year in Nashville. I played a lot out there, but now I'm just kind of reevaluating things with that. I got good connections out there in terms of people I've met that are cool and killer ass musicians and inspire me and stuff. But I just find some of it to be a waste of time. In terms of if the goal is to perfect what you're doing, you don't have to, be there to do it, in my opinion. The writers' rounds can be beneficial, but no one at a writers' round, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I doubt they will. Freaking in Nashville at a writers' round, there's never been one. That's my mom.
Was here.
No one's ever been at a writers' round, though, and a label exec walked right up to him and said, "You're the next big thing. Let me sign you to a record label deal right now." It's never happened, and I'm sure, meeting people and all those things, there is benefit to it. And I do believe in that. And when the right opportunities are there, I'll go do them. Otherwise, I'm kind of putting a pause on that and trying to just branch into the regional territories around me. But yeah, we're just trying to figure out where the audience is. And I think a big part of what's going to lead to the branching out in the upcoming months is, letting this new music fly and then identifying where are people listening, to it, where are we liked, where are we wanted, and then we'll go there. So if it's South Carolina, Wyoming, and fucking Idaho, guess we're going there. You know what I mean? So wherever the people are enjoying us, we want to enjoy them too. And so that's kind of how my base plan is right now to navigate moving forward with everything. But I think building the foundation right now is what we're really going for in our surrounding areas, so that way our house don't tip over.
Yeah, right. No, that's that's the nice thing about where you're located at. Not only do you have all of Ohio. I mean, the farthest you're going to drive in Ohio is going to be about 4 hours down to southern Ohio. But even just around you with Michigan, Indiana, PA, all up and down the lake, plenty of opportunities. And, nothing, not that there's anything wrong with Nashville, but I get where you're coming from, because I've had a lot of artists from Nashville on. And one of the things that they say is, you could throw a penny down a street and you're going to hit 20 drummers or 65 singers, or and and everybody talks like we don't Broadway's not really where you want to be if you're an aspiring singer songwriter, because all people want to hear are covers. Yeah, they're going to hear your voice, but they want you to sing it just like it's on the radio. So that doesn't really help.
Exactly.
So if you go off of Broadway again, there's still 20,000 other artists there that are wanting to do the same thing that you are. Where with your plan of attack that I like, that sounds really cool, is just tackling your area. You know, people are going to know, hopefully know you. If not, they're going to get to know you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been kind of dipping my toes in some water with my local town, or my where I live locally. Not exactly going the way I thought or that I planned for it to go, but I'm still pushing. I would like to get us more involved in the community and get us more recognized as a network within our community, and then start to branch out to other communities. But why do I have to go to New York and be a part? Like, why do you have to go to Texas, or when you can just grow right here? Because you start getting fans, they're going to start coming. And the great thing about it is nothing's more than a couple hours away. I say it all the time. I have when we're able to, I'm really kicking myself because there've been a lot of shows, including one of yours recently, that we've been missing out on just because we've been so busy this summer. And it's just like, damn it, because I have about a 3 to 4 hour window where if one of my former guests is performing and we can make it, we're going. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's in any direction, So, like, why not expand out? People are I think you're going to get more reception doing it that way than you would if you're just hanging out in Nashville or something like that.
I make friends in Nashville. I don't make fans in Nashville.
Yeah, no, that's
and half of them ain't really your friend. So I mean, meet 50 people, you might meet 2 cool ones.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the other thing. That's in the entertainment world, networking is huge. Whether you don't have to be best friends with somebody, it's just a matter of acquaintances or get along, whatever, because you want to be able to network, and you want to be you want other people to go, oh man, I need an opener this weekend. Oh, you know who? Mark would be great. So yeah, you definitely it's way better to network and just call them acquaintances than to be a shitty person. and then people are like, I ain't fucking working with that guy. Fuck that.
Lately, I mean, even in our area, we got our go-to guys. When we put together our bills, we know like already who we have in mind and who's gonna do a great job and enjoy what they're doing and put on a show. Like one guy that comes to mind is Jason Marco. I don't know if he's on here or not, but he's a great talent from our area, young dude. He real pretty voice, get a guitar. Him and his buddy Austin are fucking kick ass, and they come do a great job and write really beautiful songs that are you can tell it's from experience, and that's kind of along my lines, so we're real complimentary in that regard. It is all about that, just building the connections, and then you can grow together.
Mm-hmm. What was his name?
Jason DeMarco.
I'm gonna look him up real quick.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for new guests.
Oh, he would love the opportunity to be a part of it.
There we go. That way I don't forget. There we go. I just punched them into the old search bar. That way I can go back and go, oh yeah, that's what. No, man, that's been the really cool thing, with doing this show. You get to meet so many really cool people, and then not only that, but if the possibility's there, the potential's there to link other artists together, I'm jumping all over it. So just because whether you work with them or do anything with them or not, just to be able to contact them and make a new contact, and maybe somebody's been in the game for a long freaking time, they can offer you advice and kind of help you don't make the same mistakes that they made. If you listen. A lot of us are stubborn, hard-headed, and have a tendency not to listen to other people. But you got anything coming up? Any other shows or anything coming up the rest of the summer? Or
Yeah, actually, we got potential to have a shit ton, if I'm being honest. Let me see. I've been trying to get it all scheduled out here, but we got a handful of things here in August, September, starting to get November and December figured out. But yeah, we got 3 in August, and then we got 3 in September. We got a show at Soberay August 8th. It's like Rock and Roll City Studios, and then I'll be at the Farm August 9th and August 22nd.
Nice.
And then I got a couple private events in September, but we'll probably fill in a ticketed event or something like that throughout September. And then we're doing a music festival called like Express Fest in Kent at the Outpost, and it'll be a multi-genre blend festival that'll go all day. And then we have Chip the Ripper headlining it, Cleveland legend. So I'm super fucking excited about that. Have the opportunity to meet him.
When is that one in Kent?
September 26th, I believe.
My girlfriend's nephew starts school up at Kent this year.
Oh yeah, nice.
So we're already trying to make excuses because her and him are really close. So we're already making excuses for weekends we can go up there and stuff. So
that's right around the way from where I'm at. So
yeah. Nice. Yeah, but we'll have to keep an eye out on that, making sure you're throwing them up on social media for people to find and see. And, like I said, don't hesitate to feel free to shoot me any messages if there's anything that we can do, here. I tell you guys all the time, nobody ever takes me up on it. Like, we can help push stuff. I mean, surprisingly, people listen all over the world. It's weird, but I mean, shout out to our podcast listen on the platforms and stuff like that. They've kept us in the top 5 100 podcasts in all of Ohio since last July. So, I mean, we've peaked at 3. We're trying to get over that hump, but we've got 2 Ohio State podcasts. The top 10 is nothing but Ohio State football podcasts. And somehow we've snuck into the top 5 and stayed there. But there's 2 big ones that I would love to take down. So
yeah, just gotta keep it stepping.
Yeah, but surprisingly people do listen and people listen from all over, and like we can promote stuff for you guys. Hell, it's as simple as throwing it up in our stories for you. It's a little things. What up, J Devil? How you doing, brother? Tim McGraw. Tim McGraw.
He that's our real country alias. He's Patty McCreary, and I'm Tim McGraw.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. No, I mean, what else is going on in your world, music wise? What you been up to? We've kind of banging everything out here, but what you been up to since you were last on?
Yeah, just trying to put together really a plan of action, because I'm really a non-planner type of cat. I'm always just flinging shit at the ball and seeing what sticks. And I think since we last spoke, I've definitely taken a different shift in terms of probably just the level of professionalism I'm trying to move with. I want to be great. I want to be a professional. And I mean, by technical definition, I mean, I get paid to do this shit. So technically I'm a pro, but that ain't making it to me, so it's just, trying to move like a boss. You want to be a boss, you got to move like one. And that's kind of how we're, trying to navigate it. I have my manager send a lot of different emails himself, but on top of what he does, I go out of my way to make sure that I'm reaching out to people, whether it's DMing or emailing, just trying to make connections, try to see where I can open, you know, a lot of different things like that. I actually did just secure another show actually just today, and I kind of forgot all about it, but it's going to be at a Dunlap's Corner Bar in Cleveland, and we're going to be opening up for Case Jones and Jeff Bearcat Bunch. They're both pretty notable cats on their way up out of the Nashville area. I do believe they're on a little tour right now, going across, you know, from Texas, Tennessee, Carolinas, all the surrounding areas like that. So that's pretty exciting. Honestly, in that same time span, you know, we've had the fortunate opportunity to open up for a couple nationally opening acts, or you know, we were opening up for national acts, and that was pretty cool just to feel like, oh shit, like we got an opportunity to really do something, and these guys are great, and so like we opened up for the Filthy Heathens, which if you're not hip, get hip. They're badass. Actually, I believe they started out of Dayton, Ohio. One of the guys, one of their lead guitar players, is from Ashland, Ohio, which is right down the road from where I'm from. And they're badass. They're a huge band blowing up all over there, a million streams and shit. And so we're like, to get that opportunity was like, fuck yeah. And initially we were told no, you know, they were like, you know, we don't, you know, like it's already full, yada, yada, whatever. And I told my manager, I'm like, you need to email them back and tell them we will play that shit for free. I don't give a fuck what we got to do. I'm a fan of those guys. I need that opportunity. We need it. And for our fortunate luck, we did end up getting the opportunity to do so. And I think we went out there and held our own and fucking balled out. Got to meet those guys, and they were so cool and asked some advice and stuff. You know, they're you know, lead singers and lead guitarists. They lived in you know, Nashville super long time, and their best advice to me was, you know, we tried to do it the way they told us to do it, and it didn't work. So now we do what we want. Now we found success. And so it's like, fuck doing what they want you to do. Do exactly what makes you happy and lead forward into that. And so that was really cool to get some advice. And another guy signed to Santa Clara Records, which features like Evan Honer and like Bear Blankenship, different guys like that. He was real cool, Chicago guy. Got to open up for him, and it was you know, just another great experience, and being able to ask advice and different things like that. So that's kind of just, you know, how I'm trying to keep it moving, is just keep talking to people and trying to get opportunities to open up for some national acts, build the reputability, and then add it to the resume, present it to the venues, and be like, hey, you know, we're, you know, it was just like, hey, can we get an opportunity? Hey, can we get an opportunity? But not a lot of them come that way, because believe it or not, people aren't in the business of helping other people as much as you might think, you know. So you got to prove your worth, man. So a lot of it's like, you know, hey, like this is our, you know, this is what we're willing to do it for, or we, you know, we'll play it for free, or, you know, presenting the, hey, this is like the projected ticket sales that we can guarantee. Like this is kind of how the past couple of X amount of shows we've done, you know, just trying to move in a way more professional manner. Because, you know, I think the more legit you seem, like Jones effect, you know, if people are seeing you rocking and doing your thing, or see a bunch of people rocking with you and saying you're cool, they're just going to do it anyways because they think you're good. So the first step of that is like your presentation. Like if I'm showing I'm presentable, professional, great entertainer, whatever it is, check all the boxes and present these people. And then I find now that the opportunities are coming a little bit more surplus, you know, and then just not waving either from like, you know, what my like ground principles are and who I am and what I'm about and what we stand for. You know, that I think has earned a lot of respect in the area and has allowed me to keep getting opportunities, just because there's so much smoke and mirrors and people that are fake and, you know, or flaky or whatever the case may be. But when you can always be the guy that's dependable and cool and never switch up on nobody and just always treat everybody the way you want to be treated, it moves a lot smoother, you know. I hear the horror stories of these guys that, you know, my associates work with, and they're cocksuckers and, you know, make it hard to help them or expect these other people to do all the work for them. So it's, for me, it's like, you know, I see what not to do. and then I can apply the things that I think I should do and add it to my own game. So, it's definitely just it's been a process of just trying to like, how serious do I want to take it? What are the steps I need to put in place to get to where I would like to get? I think half of the battle is like identifying what it is that you want, because if you don't ever, you're kind of just floating in this weird abyss, but then you get pissed when opportunities don't present themselves. But that's like, you got to have a destination in mind, So I think that's been a lot of what, the past couple months have been for me, just trying to navigate what it is I want and what it's going to take for me to get there.
No, I mean, it sounds like in the last few months you've grown a lot, and that's an important side of the business, being able to, like, this is the product I'm going to give you, but behind the scenes, you're going to get a guy who's serious about it and knows what he's doing, and that's an important part too. I mean, but also it's like, doors won't always open. Maybe you can make a glass of water, please. Thank you. Doors aren't always going to just automatically open for you. Sometimes you got to kick them sons of bitches in, kick them off the fucking hinges, and just be like, hey, I'm here, and this is what I can do. So don't be scared. Well, or be a little bit scared, but you're going to be entertained.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Country, J Devil.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. I also forgot to mention, I did play at the Dusty Armadillo for the first time. I had my debut there not that long ago. That was a cool opportunity with the 94.9 being associated with like Sarah Kay and stuff. So that, I think, kind of helped open the doors for some things. And hopefully when we have some pretty good national acts flowing through town, they keep me in their consideration for, opening up some of the big names. Well, that's about all they work with.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing. I mean, when you present everything out there, and to these venues or these other artists or these other acts, and then you show up and you do all the things you're supposed to do, including obviously put on a good show, they're going to talk. They're going to go, man, I was up in Cleveland and this cat really, killed it. If you're up there, you should see if you can get him. He was at the, so other people are going to talk, and if you got a reputation, they're going to go, okay, all right, where's Mark at? Let's see if we can get Mark up here. And, sometimes you might have to tell some of the big acts, I'd really like to, but unfortunately, I got this going on. But also that speaks volumes too. If you can say, oh man, this is a huge opportunity, I'd love to, but people are going to go, oh, he's not going to flake out on other gigs just because this opportunity came.
Not going to move towards the next best fix. Yeah, you can't do that. Gotta stick to your word. So that's all we got.
Yeah, the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Yeah, grass on the green where you water it, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that. Amen to that. Amen. 100%. I want to take a little sidetrack here. We'll talk a little bit more about music, but I want to take a little sidetrack with you on a couple different things. You know what's coming up. Where the boys have reported everybody's should be at the field house for practice. It's football season. I gotta ask you, as a fellow Brown member of the Dog Pound, a Brownies fan, everybody wants to know who is going to be our quarterback this year.
I already know what time it is, baby. Come on now. It's Shador time in Cleveland, man. He's the next king Cleveland, dude. He's got the attitude, the grit, everything. I think there's still a chance that they throw Deshaun out there and basically just try to get the last little rinse out of that money they paid him, and then stick Shador out there. But I think realistically, I think it's his city. I think the people are behind him. I think he will do well. And it won't be without struggle. You know what I mean? Ain't no quarterback in the NFL perfect, especially a young dude in his second year in the league. But I think he's our guy, 100%.
Yeah, Cleveland has a very young roster.
Oh yeah,
it's good and bad. It's a double-edged sword. I gotta say, I was a big naysayer on. I called him Shadork Sanders. I was
Yeah.
like, got this fucking clown out here. We already got Deshaun Watson. I don't know if a coach has ever. I know New Orleans McVay got in a little bit of trouble with putting hit out on people. I don't know that a coach has ever put a hit out on their own player, but I wouldn't be upset if our coach got in trouble for putting a hit out on Watson this season if they did try to put him back in.
He's just he's a hindrance in our progress. That's the thing. Still giving any time of day to the Deshaun Watson experiment is only preventing us from starting progress. It's just keeping us at a standstill, man.
I said it year two. Eat it. Eat the money. Eat the cost. Do what we can to fix it. Just let him ride the bench. Whatever, he can be the richest bench riding player in all of history. Whatever the case may be. Walk away from it. I don't know. Push him in front of a bus in downtown Cleveland. I don't know. I don't know. Accidents happen all the time. Youngstown's just down the road. I'm sure they still have mafia ties.
Oh yeah.
But no, man. I'm interested to see what this team does. I really hope that it is Shedeur Sanders at the beginning of the season leading the team. If they decide to keep Dylan Gabriel around, he's not a bad backup to have. Again, they were both kind of put into a shitty situation, unfortunately, with our franchise. It's but I mean,
what's his name? Taylor Green, or I'm probably saying his first name.
Yeah.
That boy from Arkansas, man, he's a fucking beast. Like,
yeah.
I anticipate that we ship Gabriel's ass off and we keep him. Because he's a gadget. He doesn't want to be, but he is.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you got to lean to your strengths. You want to be a ball player in the best, biggest league there is. Don't let your pride and your ego be your downfall, man. Too many people do. If they say, hey, you're going to be our third string quarterback, or you can go out on fucking something as like a XY situation on a random play, or a flea flicker pass or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, do whatever opportunity you get. But I think he's really good and a phenomenal athlete, and I think that we'll probably end up keeping him and shipping Gabriel out.
Yeah,
I thought he'd go to Atlanta with Stefanski personally.
I don't know what's going on. I haven't been able to figure out that quarterback situation in Cleveland for the last few years. Like, I know y'all got to be mad. I know y'all got to be mad as fuck watching Baker down in Tampa Buccaneers down there just killing it. And I'm like, what are you doing? But no, Cleveland's a really young team, man. I mean, even our running backs we don't have a quote unquote veteran running back in there.
Yeah. I think Quinshaw would be great for us. It's just like, obviously he's snapped his leg in half, which is pretty crazy, but he's back and seeming good. There wasn't a bunch of crazy ligament damage or nothing. So it's like, I have to imagine that he comes back and has the potential to go on a Nick Chubb-esque run to where he can be a dominant 1,000-yard, running back for
and he's one of those
5 years.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys that'll just as soon punch you in the mouth before he'd run around you. So I mean,
oh yeah, right, yeah. He ain't running around shit. He running through you. Like that's what our city's built on is grit and toughness. So it's like you need players like that are gonna, stick to the core values of what we're built on. Yeah. I'm really big on the middle linebacker we got from the Jets. I'm having a brain fart on his name, but he's a dog. Like I seen the one interview, he was like they're like, how would you describe your game? He's like, violent. Violent, mean. And it's like, that's what we need. Those are the players that set the tone for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I think we have a lot of potential to at least be an 8-win team. I mean, it's not asking a whole lot.
Hey, man, you look at our schedule this year, it's very doable. I mean,
it is.
We've got I looked at the schedule a couple weeks ago. We were talking about it. My son and I were talking about it, and I was like, man, we got kind of a soft schedule, You know, I hate that for the rest of the AFC North, but I like that for us. But how do you feel about the Myles Garrett Bursey trade?
Oh man, dude, I was pissed about it at first, but in reality, it is time. Yeah, there was never going to be a more valuable time to get rid of Miles. Like it was the best timing we could have had for him coming off like defensive player of the year and sack record and stuff. Like no one would ever give us more for him ever in another period of time. So, and we did get back a beast. Like that dude's two-time Pro Bowler and two years in the league, defensive rookie of the year. He does have tenacity. He wants, natural leader kind of guy. So I anticipate that he'll be a great player for us, and there won't be a crazy fall off, like there's not going to be the whole of damn Myles Garrett's gone. Now we're super weak in this leg. That's not going to happen. And then I think the draft picks and opening the draft capital, all those things were very important. And I think it was time to see him go. If he wants to go chase the championship, that's fine. You gave us plenty of years. We appreciate it. Miles was never really like the leader I necessarily would have wanted him to be. I feel like,
I think the last few years, he was there. You knew he wasn't happy. You could see it on the sideline during games, which I mean, I don't blame the cat for being mad because the defense was out there wrecking shit. You have one of the best defenses in the league, and your offense couldn't put together a fucking 10-yard drive. So, like, I understand some frustration, but
yeah, I'm sure you don't care as much when you're making $40 million plus a year.
Well, there's that.
I'm sure that made him go a little quiet for a little bit.
Yeah, and I think LA put the entire league on notice this year that they won a ring, and there's not many people that's going to be able to stop them. With what they've been doing this offseason. But I'm, as much as I like Myles Garrett, I wasn't mad at it. I was actually kind of excited because we basically got another Myles Garrett type guy who's younger. And you compare his first 2 or 3 seasons to Myles' first 2 or 3 seasons, and they're almost identical.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, cool. And I think we did a great job in the draft this year.
Agreed.
You got the 2 Samoan monsters, the 2 brothers, and Boston and whatnot like that. So I was like, all right, real young team, but a lot of freaking potential and talent.
Yeah. I think Concepcion's going to be a beast. I think he's a natural shifty playmaker. I think him paired with Isaiah Bond, like their switch out the slots will be extremely beneficial. I think our wide receiver room is good. Jerry Jeudy can get the butter off his fingers. He'll be solid. And then Boston has potential to be like a Megatron type of guy, like a big physical brute that just go up, snatch that shit from you and keep running. They all got nice, footwork and stuff. So, and then you can't forget about Tillman. We got some guys here that I think can make some plays. It's just a matter of getting the ball to them. But I think one thing we know with Shador is that he's going to air that out. So I think that's where our tall physical receivers are going to benefit. Because last year there's really nobody that could go up and just get it. Now there's options and like fear factors. You guys are so worried about these little speedsters that when we go over your head and dunk it on your ass, you're gonna be punching the air and we'll be scoring points. But it's all gotta go that way. Obviously, talk's cheap, and Browns community's been talking for 25 fucking years, hoping that something different happens. So we'll see, but we'll keep that delusional optimism.
Yeah, I know. Every season, the end of the season, I say the same shit. Last game of the season, I'm fucking done with these guys. I can't do this shit no more. I'm 45 years old, and I've been a fan since I was a boy. Oh, and it's the same. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. Last year, I said I'm done buying jerseys. I'm not buying any more Cleveland Browns jerseys. I've got a closet full of jerseys, and not dating all the way back to 1991 when I got my very first jersey. That none of the players are even there. You know, so I was like, screw it. You know, I'm not buying any
Njoku
more.
was my guy. He's gone now too. I had his jersey. I'm pissed about that. But Fannon's a freak.
Yeah, I think Njoku, he still has some life left in him, but dude, Fannon's an absolute monster, and Njoku's coming up. I think he did a lot in Cleveland, and I'm happy for him. He got to go somewhere else, but you know, he's getting older, and you know, and Fannon's out there just doing big boy shit. So why keep?
Catch the ball. It's as simple as that. Catch the ball, keep your job. Like, but easier said than done, I guess.
Yeah, no. So I said, no. You know what? I think for the time being, we've got a local shop here, and they get a lot of throwback jerseys in there. So I'm just going to start buying old school jerseys.
Yeah.
I came across an orange Brian Urlacher one, and I'm like, sure, I can wear this on Sunday and still be in my Cleveland gear. But
tough to keep the legacy players, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
our last hope. He's in LA, so it's
no doubt.
Well, Denzel just today became the highest paid DB in NFL history for the second time. I think they paid him $64 million or something like that. I assume.
They ain't letting that cat. That cat ain't letting them let him go anywhere. He is so like he loves being in Cleveland, loves playing for the team. Like
born and raised, man, dude. He's the truth. It can change every year due to who they put the spotlight on, but in terms of his reliability, that don't ever change. He does get hurt. He's definitely injury prone, but when he's out there, he's locked down. Not any question.
No question about it. While we're talking about the Browns here, I want to ask you your thoughts and feelings about the new stadium.
Oh, fuck that new stadium, man. Thank you. Nah, I don't know. No, I'm just talking mess. I mean, at the end of the day, do I think, Cleveland taxpayers had to pay for all of it for a billionaire? Probably not. But I think it will be exciting. It will be super sweet. But I just think there's something about the lakefront and being in downtown, the atmosphere of it all, the camaraderie of it. Like, I've been to a lot of Browns games, and I'm sure, shit goes down in a bunch of different areas, but I find that it's just like, it feels magical, especially like you get a Monday night, Thursday night game. It's like, this is the best place to be on earth. It feels like, and so that element will be gone, but maybe it will be recreated in a different way. You never know, but it will be sad to see that stadium cease to exist because, I think there's a lot of, to this point now, I mean, they've been that area for a long time. I mean, there's generations of memories for all sorts of people. And so, it'll be sad to see that go, but you got to be susceptible to change, and the billionaires are always going to do whatever they want anyway. So you spend much, they ain't listening to our gripes anyways.
Yeah, they don't care. They're going to get their money regardless at the end of the day. I mean, it's one of those bittersweet moments. But the potential of so much more being able to, Super Bowls potentially coming to Cleveland. Not that Cleveland, at this rate, not that Cleveland will ever be in a Super Bowl, but how cool would it be to see Cleveland host a Super Bowl? Plus, one thing I'm not sad about is being up in Cleveland in December on the lake where it's like -20 outside, and inside the stadium it's like -50 because that goddamn
that
wind
would be different. Yeah.
But
that was one of our advantages, man. That's one of our advantages. These other cats, we're built for that. They're not. You go fucking play in San Francisco and all this other bullshit stadium, enclosed stadiums, different things. All these guys soft, but then they come over here playing this rough, tough AFC North. That's when their asses are like shit. So That's gonna suck. That is the only thing I would say the rest of the AFC North will have up on us is
Yeah.
outdoor stadiums.
Well, I don't think our boys will lose their toughness and their grit. Yeah.
Hope not. I hope not. Don't fall in love with the money. Fall in love with the guy.
Yeah. Don't become a bunch of sissies now when you got to travel a couple
Right.
hours on the road to Pittsburgh or Cincy or Baltimore.
Mhm. Yeah, but
No, man.
keep your practices outside. Freeze that ass off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, do it out there. Find you a practice facility, out beside it. But I think it'll be a cool area. I've seen some of the designs and what they want to do down there. Like you said, you take away that atmosphere from downtown Cleveland, which, the new stadium's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes down the road or something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be in like Brook Park, just outside of like Cleveland Hopkins. So it's not like super far from it, but it's outside of it. Like it's gonna be two different things, 100%. Like
Yeah.
that spot is kind of like a little pass through area, like where it's gonna be at. There's really not like a bunch of things around it, but that's where they're gonna make up for it in terms of the renovations, where they're like kind of have bars and shit and the whole nine. Because reality is, it's like it's a money making business, so they're gonna be like, yeah, well, all these other businesses benefited off our stadiums. So what we're gonna do is build our stadium and have all of our shit on here, so all the money comes to us. Start paying this back, but. So it will be cool in that regard, I guess. But it's all just a story to be told. We'll see how it all breaks. I feel like.
Yeah, well, at least they're not dipping out on us in the middle of the night like they did before.
Yeah, true that. True that. Yeah, they could just say we're done.
Cleveland Browns are now moving to. I don't even know where they would go.
Chicago, that they're moving out of Chicago and it's going to be in Indiana, their stadium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I did hear something about that. That's weird.
Yeah,
don't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, again, these billionaires are going to do whatever the hell they want, and they don't give a fuck about the fan base at the end of the day. You've seen Houston when they left, and Indianapolis or Baltimore when they went to Indianapolis, and Cleveland. It's all about the money at the end of the day. They're talking about in basketball reviving the Seattle Supersonics just to move them to Vegas. Like, this is just we haven't had the Seattle Supersonics in I don't know how many years, and now you just revive. I don't know that you can just revive a team and go, yeah, Seattle Supersonics are back, but they're going to Vegas. So it's weird. It's a weird world we live in. The sports world.
Madness.
Another avenue of the sports world I'd like to talk a little bit with you about, because I know you're a big wrestling fan. Have you been keeping up on the wonderful world of WWE?
Yeah, I have. I'm like Monday Night Raw behind, but I have been keeping up on the overall landscape. And I will say it is like painful to watch, because it's like it had such a resurgence with what was it? Not WrestleMania in Philly, the one in Dallas. I think that's when they officially okay, we're back to the shit that captivated people. And I think Paul Levesque takes over, and I think all the storylines get good, and then they sell out like a bunch of chumps to fucking TKO. Now I think it is getting watered down, and it is all money plays. It drives me nuts. It is hard to watch sometimes, man, because you do love the game, but it's like, damn, dude, it's just, I don't know, it's all money driven, and it's just that the storylines don't have the same when it's captivating enough to where you're like, I don't know if it's real. That is the art, of professional wrestling and the lore of it. And it's like we had it back for the first time in many years for a small period of time. But now it's starting to kind of dip the toe in that lethargic, fucking over the top scripted shit. So that I'm not the biggest fan of. But you know, it another thing, you know, billionaires just being all about the money. But yeah, I am happy with some of the things, but not all. I'll leave it at that.
No, it's a lot of rehash. Like we talk a lot with the whole bloodline thing. Oh, geez, tell us your cousin's in charge without telling us your cousin's in charge. You know, like it's already been done and it's been redone, and now it's being redone again. Like, Jesus Christ. And then, you know, we were talking, you know, SummerSlam. Oh, congratulations, you gave Punk the title for what, a month, and now you're going to give it right back to fucking Cody Rhodes. Like, not that I don't like Cody Rhodes, but let Punk hold on to that sumbitch for a little while. I mean, this is a guy that still has those old school values where he's like, I'll be here every week defending this fucking title to all the boys in the back, you know?
Yeah. I think it's crazy they sent him to SmackDown, but I think it's smart because obviously, like, Raw's the flagship show, so they're gonna always have the viewership. It's more accessible. So I think it was a smart money move to put CM Punk on SmackDown. But I don't know. SmackDown doesn't have the same draw. So much so that they have like Nick Aldis coming over and doing rivalry shit with Raw. You know what I mean? It's like, it shouldn't be that bad. Like, if you guys are such good businessmen, get fucking SmackDown on Netflix. Then it'll be even playing field, you know? But it's just not accessible as much. So I don't know. I think the landscape, I wasn't the biggest fan of like Roman Reigns getting the World Heavyweight Championship. Like, obviously, you know, he was going to hold it at some point, and the storylines have been good, but like, that's being done right now has been done.
Yeah, no, it's old. You know, he won at Rumble, and he's like, oh, I'm going to be here every week, you know, and up until, and this leads me to believe that he's going to lose to Seth this coming weekend, because he's like, up till SummerSlam. Well, you haven't been here every week, and congratulations, you've defended your title twice since WrestleMania. You know, like, you're still fucking part-time. You're just, Cousin Rock is in charge, so he wants to make sure that you know, that you're the main attraction for some reason. I don't know for how much longer we have to be force-fed Roman Reigns, because he's never gotten over on his own in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, him as a heel is maybe the only real best benefit of his career. Like, he was fed so many main event WrestleManias, like, just like you're saying, just cram down your throat. But it's like, all right, we've had enough of it. And then you like kind of make him a babyface for a minute. And then it's like, no, you forget that people, like, the only way this works is if you hate him. So it's like, let him go out there and fucking squash Jacob Fatu, and then it's like fan favorite. It's like, all right, no, that's right, we do hate his ass. We forgot about that. So that works for a little bit. So then they're like, all right, let's milk the money out of it until we can get him out of here, and he goes and films a movie or whatever the fuck. But I think I will say I do think the landscape of the WWE's future stars coming up, there's a lot a lot of potential for superstars to really, you know, be the next faces of everything.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. There's a lot of great talent coming up. I'm really looking forward to this Brock Lesnar Oba matchup, because we all know what it's going to be. You're in Brock's backyard. He's done. He's going to retire. So you get that. Hopefully, you get that big moment, kind of like Hogan body slamming Andre, and that was kind of that passing of the torch, or Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, The Rock and John Cena. You know, different big moments where, you know, a wrestler's going out and they're passing the torch on to the next guy. And you know, whether Brock's been a bad guy or a good guy, I've always kind of liked Brock Lesnar. It's hard not to like the guy. And every once in a while, when they kind of let his personality show, it's like, oh, why haven't they let this big fucking monster talk more throughout his career? Because he's actually kind of cool and he's entertaining as fuck. But I think that has the potential of being a absolutely huge matchup for Oba to be the next big monster in WWE, and hopefully they do it right, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of talent. I know one of our biggest gripes here, because we're all wrestling fans here in the house, is these champions that never defend. And you never see them. It's like I've been a wrestling fan my whole life, and I've never seen so many championships that just go cold and go quiet. You know, to the point that we were talking last week or the week before. I honestly forgot that Trick Williams was even the United States champion.
I agree. I think if he was on Raw, he'd be big news.
Yeah.
But he's not.
Well, it's just one squash bullshit after another. Like, why are they not reviving the Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams rivalry and let those two rocket to stardom like they were doing in NXT?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Let
know?
there be something to engage the viewer, man. Yeah, something to entice him. But no, honestly, like, I'm big on Penta. I love Penta. I think he's a man. But like, I mean, maybe I've been missing some shit, but like, he was like defending. And he was like the only champion in the whole fucking thing, defending his shit.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I feel like he's kind of gone a little quiet on programming. I don't know what the reasoning is for that, because I would argue he's easily top 3 most over guys in the WWE. He's new age Rey Mysterio, and he's been wrestling Rey Mysterio for 10 years. You know what I mean? It's funny. Like,
yeah, he really is. He's one of my favorites. I was excited for him to come to WWE. I was really disappointed that they put his brother on SmackDown, because, in all honesty,
Lucha Bros.
Put him and Ray together and give them a run with the tag team titles, man. Let the Lucha Bros do what they do, and that's fucking entertain everybody. You know?
Yeah.
And I think it's only a matter of time. But when they do put those two together, man, it's going to be huge. You're going to
Dragon Lee's his brother.
Ray Phoenix.
Oh fuck! I always mix them up. Damn it.
Yeah, Ray Phoenix. But Dragon Lee is like Rey Mysterio.
A freak.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Let them high flyer. Javon Evans. We fucking love that kid.
I love Javon Evans.
That kid
he's a fucking pimp.
Something else. We were watching. I think it was last night. We were watching Raw, and I was like, you see a million suicide dives, but every time he does one, it's so impressive, because the cat gets like 7 feet above the ropes, and he's just launching himself like
and land on their feet. You know what is crazy? A comparison that I really just now thought of, but Javon Evans is like a younger Montez Ford, like very similar.
He is like a Montez Ford. If Montez Ford and young Kofi Kingston had a baby,
Love John, it'd be fucking Javon Evans. 100%.
Yeah, man.
I like that they did at least do a storyline with Kofi and Javon there for a small period of time, because that was like the passing the torch of like the freak athletic, thin, slender dude like that can just fucking jump out the fucking ring and do all sorts of things you've never seen before.
Yeah, do all the craziest shit, man. But no, it's so weird, because it really does. It's got so many. It's right now. It's such a roller coaster ride with wrestling. It's high and low. Like, man, and you're right, man. Right around that time when Triple H and all his buddies, Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg and all them took over when Vince was out. Back in the good days, that girlfriend said, back in the good days. Yeah, when they first started taking over, man, it was like, hell yeah. Like you're getting a little bit of that attitude era back. You're starting to see wrestlers that have been stuck in mid-card hell for forever start to really shine. And then, about that time that TKO came in, it was like, nope, we're going to make money. That's all we care about. And then so I've been a wrestling fan for a long, long time. And one of the biggest things that drive me crazy right now is why the ring looks like a NASCAR.
Sponsors is ridiculous.
And if people can pay and have their names put on the ring, I think it was at WrestleMania this year, there was some jerk off that sat there at the commentators table just because he paid some several $1 million just to sit there for a match. Didn't even say anything.
No principles, man. Floodgates are open.
Yeah, nobody knew who the hell this guy was, and it wasn't until a couple days later that they found out he was just some millionaire from New York who was like, I want to sit at the commentators table for this match. They're like, okay.
No, we'll take the check.
Yeah, they made it to a point now where wrestling was always like that average Joe blue collar family thing, and that you can't even afford to get in the fucking doors anymore. Just sit in the nosebleeds. Yeah, it's
can't afford to watch it now. Yeah. I loved when it was on Peacock. The accessibility of it is what got me into it, man. I have a special needs friend named Chris that I had met some years back when I was living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and he had reintroduced me into wrestling right at the time of the Dallas WrestleMania, and was just raving about like, oh no, it's freaking cool, dude. Like it's on the way. It's on the way. Yeah. It's on the way. And I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to check it out. And ever since then, it's been like, oh, wow, he's right. This is the shit. I forgot. Like, it was so dulled for so long that it was just like, I couldn't even watch no more. But then it was like, he like re-sparked that fire in me for professional wrestling. And then it's like all the homies, my good buddy, Alexander, he's in this, in the chat there. And, we love professional wrestling. And we're 25, damn near close to 30 and anything, and we're sitting here freaking. We'll get drunk one night and start hitting each other with freaking power bombs and jumping on ladders and shit. We love it. And but now it's like, oh, you ain't gonna find out about what happened on the freaking pay-per-view unless you paid $100 a month for the damn thing.
Yeah.
No,
that's
now they don't even do a pay-per-view every month. It's like, what do you mean? A month and a half, 2 months between shit.
That was the thing that got me was it was on Peacock and it was great. And again, TKO come in. Now all of a sudden they're signing with ESPN and they're promoting boxing and they're promoting MMA and they're doing this and they're doing that. And I'm like, well, I gotta sign up for this ESPN premium. I'm already a customer. Like I already have the Disney Hulu ESPN package, and I'm like, all right. And, my son's a big fan, so gotta have it for him. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm an existing customer. You think they hook up existing customers with a deal? No. Brand new customers deal, but you fuckers who've been here already and already supporting us, you got to pay the $46 or $7 a month or whatever it is, while everybody else gets it at $20 a month because they're brand new. And I'm like, oh, you got to be fucking shitting me. Like, damn.
You're dirty, man. They do you dirty.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm paying for it. I may not like it, but I'm paying for it. ESPN Premium has some cool features, I guess. I don't watch a whole lot of sports outside of football and hockey, so,
Who's your hockey team?
I am I grew up a Penguins fan, so I still really like the Penguins, but I'm a Blue Jackets fan, too. Yeah, once we
only two acceptable answers.
Yeah.
My one buddy, he ain't listening, but he's a Detroit fan. Fuck the Red Wings.
Oh, you should find new friends.
Distant.
No, growing up, we didn't get the Blue Jackets until my senior year of high school. So I grew up a Penguins fan. It was, everybody in our area was Penguins, Chicago, Detroit, Jersey, New York, one of the two New York teams, those Midwest teams. And I've just always been a Penguins fan. Still, I still root for them. And, I kind of, when the Blue Jackets and Penguins play each other, I'm just like, whatever happens, happens. I don't care. But when it was great because when we first got the Blue Jackets, I was still in high school, and I worked for Kroger's at the time, and they were like a big sponsor. You could get tickets on the glass for like $10. So we would buy tickets, depending upon who they were playing, we would buy tickets behind either the Blue Jackets bench or the opposing team's bench. And like if it was Detroit or Chicago or Jersey or one of those filthy Canadian teams or whatever, we would just sit back there and chirp the whole fucking game at the players. Some of the players were cool. They'd chirp back and fuck with us and, and have a good time. Other players would get all bent out of shape, but, I don't think half of them understood what we were saying anyways. But, those days are long.
You ever make it up to Monsters at all from Cleveland?
I don't think so. I don't think I have been.
Well, not Lake Erie Monsters no more, but yeah, Cleveland Monsters now. But yeah, they do it up at Rocket Mortgage House, and it's a pretty cool time, man. It's exciting. Like I said, man, overall, Cleveland's on the up, man. We have one of the best sports cities in all of them. It's competitive between any big market thing there is. And the only reason there's other markets that are bigger than us is because they have bigger populations. That's the sole reason. If we were bigger, if we could fit more people in a fucking stadium, we would. Like,
yeah, no, I tell people all the time, man, about Ohio. I mean, I'll dog on it, but I've been here my whole life. But they're like, oh, what is there to do in Ohio? It's got to suck up there. I'm like, I don't know. Do you like sports? Because we've got 2 NFL teams. We've got 2 Major League Baseball teams. We've got a basketball team. We've got soccer and hockey, all major, the major sports, all within 2 hours of each other, depending upon where you're coming from. I'm in Central Ohio, so everything's, Columbus is about 45 minutes, but Cleveland and Cincy are 2 hours. I said, not only that, we've got great music spots, venues throughout, and then all the other fucking hiking trails and caves. Like, if you want to do it, you can do it in Ohio. It's cold and it sucks up here like 8 months of the year. And then the other 4 months of the year it's so fucking hot you can barely stand it.
Right, you go from wishing for summer to wishing for winter and vice versa.
Yeah, we're as bipolar as our weather here. We don't know what we want.
Nope. We just want something. We don't know what it is quite yet, but we want something.
Isn't there somewhere like in the middle of the 2 extremes that would be like perfect?
Yeah, 70 with some wind.
Yeah. We get like that 1 week between summer and winter where it's just like, this is perfect, No, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot to do, and Cleveland's on the upswing. Even Cincinnati's on the upswing. I remember years and years ago, if you went down to Cleveland, about the best place to go was on campus, because the moment you stepped off of campus, it was just a shithole. Yeah. But Cincinnati, I was shocked when I came back home from South Carolina, how much Cincy had changed, and it's actually nice down there. They got the new I can't remember what it's called, like Riverfront something. It's a music venue. It's super nice down there. So, they're on the upswing, and Columbus has always just kind of been doing what Columbus does. It's like, stay away from this area and that area, but everything in between is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, that's why I like my little city where I'm at. It's not too crazy. Still got that small town vibe, even though it's grown up over the years and gotten a little bit bigger, but everybody still treats it like a little small town. So, but swing gears back to the music thing. You got all the upcoming shows coming up. Oh, and hopefully more new music. I'm assuming you're working on new music, or are you revisiting old ideas again?
No, definitely. I would say right now, because I think I've left up the older stuff that I've had on there because you nailed right on the head earlier. Um, they just fucking are always great, and I think I mentioned it our last interview, but uh, I like to keep the humble beginnings on there to show that, like, hey, this is where it started and this is where
Yeah,
we're at now and the growth of it. So but I've probably got, I think, like 12 or so songs out, um but written, finished, that I would actually put out, I have about 25, 30 maybe.
nice.
So it's just a matter of timing and what I think needs to be out there. But I will say I do believe in the idea of, more is better. The more that you put out there, I think something that hinders a lot of people is or the reason they tell you 8 weeks between a release and all this stuff and this, that, and the third. Okay, well, I could fucking have an 8 week release and 3 people listen to it, and it means nothing. I just wasted 8 weeks on one song.
Yeah,
Or I can put out a surplus of music, give each of them 2, 3 weeks of a little bump, and then just back all of them and keep it in circulation and promoting. And then the more that you have out there, the more that's accessible to people. So that is kind of the route that I want to take on it, and try to, a year minimum, 5 songs. Like I would ideally, the financials would have to add up, but maybe when some label throws me a chunk of change and on a pub deal or some shit, I'll be able to do a song a month. But that would be the goal, like anywhere from 5 to 10 songs a year, getting it out like that. I just think that the more that you have out there that might reach people more
hmm,
makes sense to me. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff that I'm sitting on, just waiting. Honestly, the song that I had sent to you that we debuted here is just one of 2 that I have coming up here real soon. And I've finished recording those and mastered and everything. Fuck, probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago. You know what I mean? And it's just like you kind of wait on it, and then that, to me personally, was a little fumbling of sorts. But I have them, and when I want to put them out, I can. And
yeah,
so I just need to have better discipline in that regard of like keeping up the consistency of putting it all out. But the reason I mention all of it is because I think they say 8 weeks for each one, and I think a lot of people don't have that much. That's the thing. There's so many artists out there. Yeah, a lot of people can make fucking 4 songs. Can you make
yeah,
35 fucking songs? You know what I mean?
yeah. Exactly.
And
100%.
in less than, like, here's how I look at professional songwriters that pitch songs to mainstream artists on a regular basis. There is, we'll say, a thousand songwriters in Nashville, like, that actually, like, get paid. That's probably not even remotely close. We'll say
Yeah,
200 songwriters in Nashville that actually get paid to pitch songs to, like, big time musicians. Each of those people write 100+ songs a year.
hmm,
You know what I mean? And that's why different writers are able to find success and get their chunk and change and let that be their career due to how much you're able to put out. And I think artists nowadays, it's so easy to see other people popping, and if you're good looking or have a pretty smile or whatever the
yeah,
case may be, you're able to be a spokesman, and you can sell a couple songs, maybe, sure. But
hmm,
again, the whole thing's like longevity. And for me, the way I look at it, it's like people lack that ability to have that much, no matter what the circumstance, finances, lyrical ability, instrument playing ability, different things of that nature, the things that could hem me up in the bit of progress. But that's where I think I can separate myself from the rest of the pack. You know, a lot of people look at it as like an intimidating thing of being like, oh, there's so many sharks in the water. How am I going to eat? But it's like, if I'm moving a little different, I'm probably going to eat a fucking lot. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you only got 2 or 3 moves you can do, but I got 100 moves I can do, I think my odds are a little better to win. So, and that's kind of how I look at it. I think just a lot of these other individuals, you know, not to discredit them at all, but all of those things matter, man. Like, not to like go on like a super long tangent on the question there, but I always say that there's people that write songs better than me, there's people that sing better than me, people that perform better than me, people that play the instruments better than me. There's people that have just better musical prowess than me. How many people are better than me in all 5 fucking things?
Yeah, exactly.
Not a lot. You know what I mean? Not that damn many. Like the numbers when you start shrink down a lot more, you know. So I think just having the ability to do all of the things that it requires to chase greatness in some regard, I think separates you from the pack. So that's kind of how I try to navigate it all. I know I got a little loosey goosey there, but that was just something, you know, I just think about, like, you know, it's just, you know, being able to give people as much as I can give is the goal. And I think it's just a tremendous benefit, because I don't genuinely think that a lot of people have that ability to come up with something fresh or something they trust, to trust themselves and have all the other pieces that it requires to do it. So yeah, that's where I think I'm having a fortunate strike of luck.
Yeah, I mean, well, not only that, but you know, you got all those key factors, but you know, I think a big key factor, and I'll you know, I'll say this for myself, you know, to push out more and do more. Sometimes it comes down to, you know, confidence. You know, because there's been ideas that I've had where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna scrap that show idea. Then it sits there and it festers in my head until I just do it. And I'm just like, fuck it. If it fails, it fails. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you know, I think there's something to be said when, you know,
you would never know otherwise. You got to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's something to be said, like with what you said. You know, the industry or whoever will tell you, you know, every 8 weeks, well, there's only so much that you can do with a song and promote a song and make videos and do this and do that, that by the time that the song actually is out, or by the time those 8 weeks are up, or people are tired of that damn song. They don't want to hear. They've done seeing you do 200 stupid ass TikTok videos that, you know, and you know, and if you're able to do 2 or 3 songs in that 8-week or 12-week time frame, it keeps it a little bit fresh, and you can still play with those songs and give people a little bit more to soak up and digest. And you know, that way when something new does come out, they're like, oh yeah, well, I gotta go back and listen to, you know, these songs by Mark, you know, while he's pumping this one, or by whoever, because I think it's a lot of it people fall into that trap of feeding the algorithm monster, and not really. I'm not saying everybody
over an artist.
Yeah, I'm not saying
an influencer over an artist, man. That's what it comes down to. It's like you shouldn't have to be.
Yeah, no, you know, I think, you know, a lot of people are blown away that artists like Chris Stapleton or Chris Brown or Pharrell Williams and so many other super talented, before they got famous singing, they had written countless number 1 hits for other artists, or, you know, in different genres for that matter. You know, like, well, you know, like, holy crap, I didn't know that Stapleton wrote this song for Beyonce or whatever. You're like, yeah. So like you said, you know, there's songwriters are pumping out 100 songs a year. You know, so there's a lot to be said with that, and to have the courage and the confidence in yourself to go, yeah, you might be better than me at this, and this, but you're not doing what I'm doing.
It's not because I didn't want to misspeak, but um, a lot of artists formerly in the past, in terms of like Willie Nelson, Waylon, different cats like that, man. They released fucking 10 albums, 15 albums, Elvis, different shit like that, where it was like you had to have a wide body of work before you finally got one. And I think that is a common theme, that a lot of people fail to recognize, that like your first couple attempts are only trials. Like,
Yeah.
The further you go into life, right, the more that you learn about yourself. So the same concept applies to music or whatever industry that you decide to endeavor in. The more time that you take with everything, and the more that you try to find your stride and try to move genuinely, I think, everyone's time comes in whatever it is, if it's genuine. But, with the artist standpoint, it's like, I cannot fucking wait until all these people decide to give up on their dreams. I can't. You know what I mean? Because then it's gonna open up room for cats like me. I do this shit. I'm gonna do it until they put me 6 feet in a box, man.
Yeah.
And these other cats, they're gonna put in a little bit of work for a little bit, or daddy's money gonna pay for it, or maybe you were working really hard and you did have a chance, but then you just gave up right before it happened, man. And I think there's just something to be said about like tenacity and sticking with it. But there's going to be a huge fall off. Even people in your industry right now is probably one of the hottest times in history for people to be in the podcast industry and interview industry and stuff. But at the end of the day, man, eventually just shaves off. Kevin Hart said something real smooth one time, and it was like, if someone's like, I'll give you $1 million, all you gotta do is stand in line. There'd be millions of people in line.
Yeah.
And then say you got to the front and they said you got to go to the back of the line. Would you give up or would you get back in line? Because once they give that pitch to X amount of people in that, so much of it's going to be cut off. And a lot of people are going to leave over and over and over. Are you only to keep getting back in line and taking your chance at getting, you know what I mean? And it's going to happen. It is going to happen. It's an inevitability. People are going to quit, but you can't, and that's what I think about myself. Like, I see the things in my head in such a crazy delusion. Like I'll be just driving, sometimes get emotional, because if I'm listening to a song that resonates with me in terms of how I would perform something, I'll sit there and get emotional imagining how exactly my situation is going to be and how I would do it and how the crowd would feel and how I feel and how the lights feel hit me and all this different stuff, man. It's like normal fucking people don't think that way, dude. And I think to myself, it's just a testament of like, you see it in the stars and you go for it no matter what. And just like people like you, like 100,000 people watch you or if 10 people watch you, I know for a fact that you're going to do this because you love to do it and you got the person, you have the gifts for it. You know what I mean? So, and it's nothing but respect to you in that regard, because not a lot of people are willing to do that. Failure is something that so many people fear, but failure is how you grow, and it's essential to growth. And people don't think about that. So, nothing but respect to you, my friend, and it applies to myself too. I like Snoop said, thank me for working so motherfucking hard. Thank me for never giving up. You know what I mean? One of the biggest stars ever thinks that same way, and that is the separating factor between people that find success and people that don't is the give up ability. I don't think I have it. I don't think you do either. So it's cool to see,
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, man, 100%. And I appreciate that. I think that's one of the things that I like about you so much is we do think a lot alike. And I've had people tell me, "Oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. You should be doing your shows like this." No, because then that's not me. That's not genuine. It's crap, and people are going to see that. I've had people go, "Oh, you've only got 10 people watching you." Well, yeah. Well, 2 years ago when I started doing this show, I had 2 people watching me. So
Right.
I'll take, but in those 2 years, I've also made countless connections. Um, some interviews and some shows have turned into friendships with artists, and through those artists, I've met other artists. So I'll take those connections and I'll be genuine to who I am over doing what is supposed to be popular because there are 100 other shows out there interviewing musicians, but out of those 100 of them, maybe only 5 of them are real and genuine, and then out of those 5, there might only be 1 or 2 that aren't going for low hanging fruit, and that's the drama and the bullshit. And there's certain artists that I would love to have on here, but I won't do it because I'm not going to buy into the drama and the bullshit in that genre of music. And they can't come on
Yeah.
a show and not trash 17 other artists, and
Yeah.
then to get attention. And I'm not. That's not what I'm about here. I want to support the music industry and support the local scene and the independent scene because I love music. And I'm not. I don't care that you don't like somebody. Go make better music than them if you don't fucking like them. Instead of getting on the internet and whining and crying and getting your stupid clickbait and everything like that, go outdo them, outperform them, be better than them. And that's my mindset because we do our Saturday night show on here and it's all kinds of chaos and unhinged and everything else. And a lot of people are like, we're here every Saturday night because there's never any drama. There's never, you go to somebody else's channel, that's all they do. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't do drama. I'm 45 years old, goddammit. Like, when I'm not here, I've got kids, I've got a girlfriend, I've got a job. I like to go outside and touch fucking grass. Get off the internet. Like, goddamn, my life doesn't revolve around this. There's certain streamers that I do like. I don't catch their stuff live, but I will watch the replays and drop comments or likes or whatever on them. But you know, in an industry like music, you've got to be able to set yourself apart from what everybody else is doing. And I appreciate the artists like you that if I come across you on Instagram or somebody says, "Oh, hey, you should check out so and so," and I go and I look at their music and I'm checking them out, that they've got more than 3 damn songs that they've been pushing for 5 years. You got a catalog. I can kind of see where you were, where you're at now, and see that growth, and that gives us something to talk about. I don't care about your 20,000 TikTok subscribers because
No, absolutely, man. I couldn't agree anymore. Yeah, I mean it's a lot, and unfortunately today it's a lot of that. A lot of you know, it's all about how. It's more about how you perceive than who you are,
Mhm.
and it shouldn't be that way because if you show people who you are, that's going to shine through all that other mess. But a lot of people aren't comfortable with themselves and things like that, and so I don't know. I have a very big fuck it attitude. Anybody that knows me, I think, would attest to that. I don't really give a single shit about anything anybody else does. And sometimes I do. I will say though, I'm not perfect. I won't be a hypocrite. I do find myself on subject to comparison, but comparison is the thief of joy. And the more that you
Yeah,
look at what somebody else is doing, and then putting yourself down, you're not making no progress. If I am going to compare anything, it has to be in the format of how can I do things better, and how can I add something to my game. Good artists copy, great artists steal. So of course I'm going to try to look at what successful people are doing and try to add it to my success. But at the end of the day, you can't go around and I can get better. Of course, I'm like I said, I'm not perfect. I can get better. But man, fuck that. I think I should have that opportunity, or I deserve this.
yeah,
But that don't mean shit that I earn that. You know what I mean? What's earned is given, and what's not isn't. And so for me, it's same way, man. You just gotta do what you know to do, and do right by it, and fuck the rest of it.
Yeah, no, I joke around all the time that I'm gonna be bigger than Joe Rogan one day, and that Joe Rogan's my nemesis. Like that's a whole thing. Like there's a whole thing on this network about Joe Rogan being my nemesis. And in all honesty, he's the godfather of podcasting, man. I look up to what he's built, what he does, minus the politics and conspiracy and all that other goofy shit. But I genuinely look up to the guy, and it's like, hey, sometimes I watch his show and I go, oh, could I do that? Could I try to take some variation of what he's doing here and slide it into my shows or, whatever. But I really do. I look up to Joe Rogan a lot as a podcaster because, I mean, he was one of the first, and he has been very successful and, was a guy that did it early on in his career. So he didn't have the name, you see, and nothing against, I love Theo Vaughn's podcast. I think Theo Vaughn's fucking hilarious, but he's where he is because of who he is. He already had the fame and everything like that. And then, it kind of rolled over into the podcasting stuff. But there's a lot of guys like that, unfortunately, in the podcasting world. There's a lot of men and women that already had the fame, and then they just use that roll into the podcast world. It's like,
Keep a paycheck coming.
yeah, but your product is shit. And I could be mad about that, sit here and piss and moan, but it's like, no, I'm just going to keep doing what I do because, eventually people are going to, they're going to find us. I say it every show. And it goes for you guys in the music world and comedians and whatever. You never know at what spot the right ears and the right eyes are going to be on what you're doing. And it's going to open that door for you to opening, I don't know. We'll say Chris Stapleton saying, "Hey, Mark, I was in Cleveland and seeing you perform, man. I'm hitting the road this summer. We're doing 30 major cities across the country. I want to have you come on the road with me." Or for a comedian, Bert Kreischer catches somebody on some random stage and. As he's passing through some podunk town, and he's like, "Shit, they're fucking hilarious. I got to talk to them," And then the next thing you know, you're hitting the road, opening for somebody like that, man. You never know who's watching and listening. So, you always want to be at your best. You don't want to come across like a fucking jerk off, because you're mad at somebody else's success. Like I said, I joke around all the time. Joe Rogan's eventually going to get wind of me talking shit about him, and I hope he doesn't want to fight me because I'm not going to take an ass whooping I'm going to go down swinging, but Joe's going to whoop my ass at the end of the day.
Might not be great.
Now, if he wants to go toe to toe on the mic, I think I can handle my own for a little bit.
There we go. Play to the strengths, baby. Play to the strengths.
I have no business getting in an octagon with Joe Rogan, but in a studio, let's go. But no, man, I am excited for you. I love how far you've come in such a short amount of time. I'm always watching people and seeing the success, and that's one thing I love about this show because, in a small way, I get to take this journey with you guys. Watch you grow, watch you become, the more professional side, grow into who you are as an artist, and see the music go from the beginning to as you progress and you get better and you step into, you step out of your comfort zone and try something new and everything like that, man. It's super cool to see, and I've really been the last few months just sitting back here, just like, hey, look at him go. It's really cool to get to bring guests back up like this, and we talk about what you've got going on, but then we also already know each other, so we can bullshit a little bit about off-topic stuff. So, but oh man, I think I get ready to wrap this up. Everybody's going to bed in my house. But before we get out of here, man, let everybody know where they can find you at on all the social media so they can check out the music, see what you're doing, see your schedule, hopefully get some asses and seats for you at some of these venues.
Yeah, so Mark Mason Tunes on pretty much all platforms. You can find me there. Mark Mason on Apple Music, Spotify, all the main outlets for your streaming needs and stuff. We got August 8th at Soberay at Rock and Roll City Studios. We'll have September 26th at the Kent Outpost for the Express Fest that will feature Chip the Ripper headlining. I'll be at Welcome to the Farm August 22nd and August 9th. If you add the socials, you just keep up with what we got going on. But I look forward to the run that we're going to go on, and it's just a matter of time to just keep formulating into something special. So I appreciate everybody listening and checking me out and rocking with me and rocking with Glick. He's the man. I got to take a minute just to give the praise to you, brother, because no matter, we all get down on ourselves from time to time. And I just would like for you to understand that I don't think you should ever, in terms of this stuff that you do, because, I don't get, you artists at the level in which I'm at on the way up, we don't get a lot of media outlets looking to ask us about our story. And if they do, they ask us about it and then they wait until we are successful to where it's beneficial. So for you to take the time and to one, seek out and reach out and just to be as cool as you are, man, and to give us an outlet to talk about our music and our journeys and just give people maybe a little peek at ourselves that maybe we wouldn't normally show. It's greatly appreciated, and I think you do a lot more work than maybe you realize. Maybe you do, but I just want you to know that it's 100% appreciated. I think I can speak for everybody else that has ever done anything with you, that you're a genuine good cat, and I wish nothing but success for you and love and good health and everything in abundance to you and yours, my friend. So I greatly appreciate you, and I can guarantee you that there's a lot of people that do as well that you give the opportunity to speak with. So.
No, I really do. I appreciate that. I'm just a music nerd that's getting ready. I say it all the time. I say it all the time now, just to clarify and clear the air. I'm not a musician. I'm not a comedian, but I get to hang out with them. And it's really cool because you guys are awesome, man. And I couldn't do this without you guys. At the end of the day, I'd just be some jerk off sitting here talking about music. But, it's really you guys that take the chance on me and are like, yeah, we'll come on your show. Well, sure. What are we going to do? And I surprise a lot of people because I'm not that typical. So where are you from? So when did you start doing music? So, okay. Well, that was about a half hour. Good chat. See you later.
Right.
But no, I do appreciate that a lot, man. It means a lot. I'm looking forward to hopefully we can swing it and get up your way when you're doing some shows and come hear the music and support you that way and hang out and maybe have a couple beers together. I say a couple, but that usually turns into my famous line: one more, just one more.
Just a couple beers. I drink about 4.
Yeah. One more and I'm done. I promise. That's after about 18 or 19 of them.
Yeah.
But no, I think I'm gonna talk to my girlfriend about the Kent one, and I think she'll be pretty stoked to come up there because it'll give her an excuse to go see her nephew too. So hear some good music, spend some time with her nephew, and all that fun stuff. But brother, I again, man, I wish you nothing but the best. Family and the music, and like I said, I'm hanging out here. I'm gonna be watching this. I'm gonna be watching this ride you're on, and from the background, supporting you and cheering you on, and we'll have you back on here down the road. I love bringing guests back, and I love my repeat offenders, as I like to call you guys, because eventually it just turns into 2 hours of straight bullshit, and the new people are like, I thought we were going to hear about this guy. Yeah, well, you should go check out the last 2 or 3 that he was on. We're going to play the new stuff and see what's going on, but then we're just going to shoot your shit for an hour or 2.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. You're welcome to drop down if you want. I got to do my spiel. Or you can hang out and listen. Either way, it don't matter.
I'll be listening, brother. I appreciate you, my friend.
I appreciate you right back, brother. Appreciate you coming on. Guys, go give Mark a follow. Give him some love. Go check out his music. If he's playing somewhere near you, good music.
And,
if you're single, probably some good-looking dudes there or good-looking girls. Whatever you're into, we don't judge, but it's going to be a good time, all the way around. It'll be a good time. Go check him out. Listen to his music. Keep checking us out. Keep watching us because we got lots of things happening here. I won't be back tomorrow night. Unfortunately, my guest did have to cancel. Well, not unfortunately. He's on vacation with his family, so that's awesome. But we'll get him back on here soon. Well, when I say soon, sometime in October. But Thursday, I believe Wally is back for Speedway Stories. Plus, on top of it, shout out to our man Wally. Good luck tomorrow night. He's running in the first rough truck.
I got to piss like no one's ever had to piss before. I love you, brother. I appreciate you, my dog.
Appreciate you. Have a good one. No, first race of the season tomorrow night. So, guys, send some good thoughts and positive vibes and everything towards Wally. And if you're in the Knox County area here in Ohio, go out there and support him. Go say hi. Go say what's up. All that fun jazz. So he'll be back Thursday night. I'm sure he'll be talking about the rough trucks and all that fun jazz. Also, tune in here in about an hour, right here on the network, the debut of Rocky Reacts. Our boy Rocky finally stopped hemming and on talking about it, and he's finally going to be about it. So the debut episode of Rocky Reacts coming up tonight. It'll be every Tuesday after Glick's House of Music. So if you guys are awake, 11 p.m. our time, 8 p.m. Utalian time. So check out Rocky Reacts. And then Fridays are up on the air right now. It's usually we are re-streaming Lazy Shaman show while they're live on their channel. We're putting it up on our channel too. So you guys can check it out if you're following us and not following them. But if you're following us and not them, that's a shame on you. You should be following them like you follow us. And this Saturday, I will not be here this Saturday. Actually, Kayla and I are going to Waverly. If you don't know what Waverly is, it's a super fucking haunted insane asylum in Kentucky. So we are going there, do a little ghost hunting. We got some equipment. We're going to get some pictures and some videos and hopefully some recordings for a later episode of Beyond the Veil. We'll do a whole show on Waverly and everything that we experienced and what we found and all that fun jazz. So I won't be here Saturday night, but maybe Wally, maybe Rocky will pop up. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And football season is right around the corner. That means Unnecessary Roughness is going to be back here very soon. And also, once things settle down a little bit, Kayla and I'll be back with Beyond the Veil. We have a show ready to go. Locked and loaded. We just haven't had the time, unfortunately. So check out all the shows. Support all the other guys here on the network. Wally, Rocky, Kayla's even here with us. Rick, when football season comes back around. All that, man. We Cash when he decides he wants to do his show. He's been being lazy lately and not wanting to do his show, but lots of shows, lots of stuff, lots of different topics that we cover and we talk about. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy them. If you're not already, go ahead and give us a follow. bio.link/nonsensical network. Going to get all them linky links there for all of our social medias. Shows are live on our Facebook, YouTube, and X channel. You can listen to the shows wherever you listen to the podcast at. We're there. And if you just want to watch the replay videos, you're welcome to do that on our YouTube channel. And if you are watching the replays, throw a like on it. Throw a little comment in there. Tell us what you like, what you didn't like. We don't care. Just let us know that you're checking us out. Those go a long way. Those likes and those comments really help support small networks or small shows or small musicians or comedians or whatever. If you're watching their stuff on social media, it really does go a long way and help supporting them and pushing them and getting eyes and ears on what they do and what we do here. So that'd be greatly appreciated. I do have some big news coming for you guys, hopefully in the next few days. You got to be watching our social media, though. If you're not following us on Facebook and Instagram and all that other stuff, then you're not going to hear it. So you got to be following us. But yeah, thanks for watching. Glick's House of Music, your unofficial backstage pass right here on the Nonsensical Network. Be good. Or be good at it, baby. We are also ending the show with some more Mark Mason music. Why fish orange wide eyes? What are you talking about, Rocky? More new music from Mark. This is a really cool thing. He recorded it live when he was out in Texas. Live performance. I Don't Think Tequila. Really cool video. So we'll see you guys when we see you guys. Be good or be good at it, baby. Make sure you tune in for Rock Lee Reacts. Coming up next on the next.
Been a while since I talked to you. Tell me how you been. Still with the same old boy? Or are you just friends? I'm not trying to intervene on love, that's not my kind of plan. If not, baby, I just want a chance to be your man. I just want to take you on, baby, where you been at lately. Don't try to play me like a fool, baby, there's a lot more to you. Ain't that the truth? I just want to take you on, baby, you've been driving me crazy. I don't think tequila's gonna help tonight. I don't think tequila's gonna help tonight. Can't tell me where your mind is at. I hate that I even gotta ask. Don't lie, baby, I've been on your mind. That's why we're talking all the time, but you ain't mine. I just wanna take you on, baby, where you been at lately. Don't try to play me like a fool, baby, there's a lot more to you. Ain't that the truth? I just wanna take you on, baby, you've been driving me crazy. I don't think tequila's gone